Good morning and welcome to the Sunday Morning Sports Podcast. I'm BA. I got along with me Jack Hirsch, James J. Train Martin, and Keith Engel from TGI Sports. Hope you fellas are doing good this morning. We had some playoff games yesterday, NBA opening play, the real NBA playoffs, as I like to say. We had 4 games on the slate. We had the Cavaliers and the Raptors played, Nuggets and T-Wolves played, the Knicks and the Hawks played, and the Lakers and the Rockets played. And because we love Jack so much, we're going to start with the Lakers and the Rockets game.
I was really hoping we'd start with Toronto and Cleveland, the big game of the day, and then work our way up. Only joking, of course.
Lakers 107, the Rockets 98. Luke Kennard scored a career playoff high of 27 points. Along with LeBron James had 19. Both teams are shorthanded. Austin Reeves and, of course, Luke Doncic was gone for the Lakers. And, of course, who am I missing here? Kevin Durant was gone for Houston. Alperen Sengun scored 19 points, and Jabari Smith Jr. Added 16 with Amen Thompson, scored 17 for the Rockets. So it looks like everybody was like scoring partially, trying to make up for Durant's departure. Do you think Durant being gone from this game did hamper the Rockets?
Can I just say one thing? If you gave Houston a truth pill, okay, their coach beforehand, and said, you can't have Kevin Durant and the Lakers can't have Luka and Austin Reeves. Would the Houston have gone for that? Absolutely. They would have gone for the 2-for-1 deal in their favor, amongst the 3 stars. And it was a must game for the Lakers under these circumstances of Durant being out. Because if they lost to Houston at home with Durant out, even though they were missing Luka and Reeves, I think the series would have been all over. So I think it was a true must game for the Lakers, much more than it was for Houston.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Keith. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, James. Go ahead.
Well, so what I would say to that is that, look, what you did mention about LeBron James, he's 41 years old, but he had a career high in assists. He made sure, and this has always been LeBron James' game, but I mean, obviously he can give you 30 or 40 points to go along with a barrage of assists. But he gave you almost a triple-double. He had 19, 13, and 8.
I hate to cut in. I'm sorry. Career high in assists for one given quarter in the playoffs, not
Gotcha. Sorry, thank you. But with that being said, I mean, still, he's finding ways to be able to play at his age and get everybody involved. But Kennard, 27 points, man. I mean, the guy was just bombing threes and shooting, and he played well. And he's not an Austin Reeves, definitely not a Luka Doncic, but he was able to be in position. And like you just said, Jack, I really think Houston has a problem, no pun intended. I just think that they really do have a problem, because if Kevin Durant misses another game, there's a possibility that, the Lakers can go up 2-0 and they play ISO ball. Who's the guy that's going to take Kevin Durant's place? Who's the guy that's going to give you like 35 25, 35 points. I don't see anybody on that team that can do that. They play great defense. Looking at this game, you can see the way they play. If they had a Kevin Durant in this game, though, I don't think the Lakers win this game at all. I mean, no chance, because just their second chance opportunities with the offensive rebounds, they just dominated the Lakers in that regard. But the Lakers just shot a high percentage, and I don't know if they can do that every game.
That also plays into the lack of offensive rebounds. When you shoot 61%, you're not going to have as many opportunities, right? When you shoot 38%, like the Rockets did, well, you've got to have nearly twice as many opportunities on the offensive boards. But I agree with you, James. I don't see anybody who's going to step up on this Rocket team. And if they're going to score 25 points, they're going to need to take 40 shots to do it the way they shoot. They're terrible. And what really impressed me in this game was that you would have thought with Luka and Reeves out that LeBron would revert back to because he'd really kind of taken that step back and he was a facilitator and was the third guy. And I'm not saying he was a third guy yesterday, but he didn't. You would have thought he'd taken 30 shots trying to make up for what was missing with these two guys. He still played basically, I think, the same way he played the last couple of months of the regular season. He only took 15 shots, distributed the ball, as you said, a record 8 assists in the first quarter. That was a record, I believe, an NBA playoff record. And that's what impressed me most was LeBron not reverting back to his old ways and trying to take over this game. They had all 5 starters were well into double figures, and I just thought the Lakers played a really smart basketball game yesterday. And, hopefully they, for their sakes, they may get Luka back here before this series is over and finish off the Rockets. But this will be an interesting series. I don't know what Durant's status is for the rest of the series. I'm not even sure why he was out yesterday, quite frankly. That caught me by surprise.
It was a knee contusion.
Yeah. And Jack wrote on the book. You're on mute, Jack.
Jack, you're on mute, Jack.
I'm reading a book on LeBron right now by Jeff Benedict, written a couple of years ago. Really good book. And it goes back to his high school years when he played. And by nature, he's a distributor. He loves running the offense more than taking over a game and scoring. So when we hear people they're completely different type of players. It's like comparing a wide receiver to a running back. It's just different. And you could tell LeBron had a certain joy yesterday in the way he was playing. He knew he had to take over the game for the Lakers. He knew it, and he knew they were counting on him, that they couldn't win without him willing his team to victory. And he did it. He was superb. The way he got everyone involved. And he's very conscious of that. Even when Bronny's in the game, he's very conscious to get the other guys involved, not to show favoritism towards Bronny on the court.
Yeah, he only did that when he got him into the league. But that being said, I would say I agree with you, Jack. I agree with you what that guy said about him being the distributor. And that makes what he's done in his whole career all the more special. I mean, to be the all-time leading scorer and in the top 4, top 3 of assists is a different type of player. So, yeah, I mean, it's incredible to me. And he's going to be missed. I mean, as much as he deserves a lot of things that he brings onto himself, there's plenty of things he don't deserve. And when he's done with the game, is going to be different.
Well, on that note, though, do you think that the Lakers will be, 37.6% from the floor and holding the Rockets to that percentage? That's good defense. That's something that the Lakers are not exactly known for this year, but they played really well. Do you think they continue this consistency with LeBron, even if KD comes back for the Rockets?
KD it's just a mismatch. I just don't know. I mean, I like what they did against this team, but there was like oh, I can't think of your name next to me, sir. Like Mr. Engel said.
I'm very forgettable.
Had a senior moment.
Yes, that is Sarah Keith. I'm sorry, man. I was about to say kid.
I forget my name, so don't worry. It's okay.
Like Keith said, though, they just, it just seemed like they had no offense at all. And it's just, I don't know what Ime Udoka's thinking. I mean, I know he's known for defensive prowess as a coach. But offensively, they just presented nothing. And I can't take away credit from the Lakers, but I didn't see much of a defense to say that it was just enough to be like world beater. So I don't know. I just if that knee injury is as bad as as people are thinking, it's a contusion, but it was bad enough to where he couldn't play. He did come out to the court. He, as in Kevin Durant, he came onto the court to try to see if he can go make it a go, and he couldn't. And there, it's indefinite. I think it's more indefinite because they don't want to give the Lakers any ideas of who to play for. So if he does come back, I think he's going to come back the next
Yeah,
game.
Good sign.
unless he can't walk. I think you'll see him in game 2 because they
Exactly.
obviously need that boost.
Well, you saw them both on the bench, Durant trying to lift his team. And you saw Luka on the Laker bench, and that's a good sign for the Lakers.
Yeah.
Because if Luka was not close to coming back, I'm not sure he would have been on the bench. He would have been off somewhere else, rehabbing.
Well, he was rehabbing in Europe, wasn't he, before this? So
Yeah, he may have still been there trying to get back as soon as he can, but the idea was on the bench for the Lakers. We keep talking about the big names, but we don't mention a guy like DeAndre Ayton, who's going to be extremely valuable going forward for the Lakers if they're going to go anywhere. And also, just closing about LeBron himself, I think in a sense, LeBron's future with the Lakers hinges on what goes on in the playoffs here without a doubt. Because if the Lakers advance to the next round and maybe even lose in 7 games the next series, they might just try to tweak the team. Maybe they'll try to get a guy like a Draymond Green work out a deal with the Warriors who would move on from him at that point. Because LeBron's showing he's got a lot left. And let's say he keeps playing at this level with Luka and Reeves out, why would the Lakers want to move on from him? He's box office too, because it's an entertainment business, and he increases the value of a franchise. But LeBron is going to be a free agent. He could go wherever he wants. And the only viable places outside of Los Angeles, the Lakers in itself, would be either going back to Cleveland, which would make sense professionally, or make the boldest of all moves if the Knicks get eliminated and he could go there as a free agent. That would be off the charts.
10 years ago, I was happy with that. I don't think I'd be happy with that now, but
you wouldn't be happy having LeBron James if you're Knicks fan.
I don't think so. Not at this point.
It's too much. I agree with Keith. It's too much.
Too much money, and it's gonna, again, look, he's a fine player, and I really love LeBron's game. Don't love some of the things he's done, but I give him all the credit. He's a great player, but he's got to be 40.
You guys missed the point. You saw, and Brian's going to go to it, I'm sure soon, the Nick Hawk game. It was exciting to watch. So exciting to watch. You put LeBron on the court, the entertainment value would be incredible. The buzz would be incredible. That'd be a bigger demand, Keith. You'd rather see a Knick game than go see Hamilton. Okay, if that were the case.
That'd be the case all the time, but I like the shows, but I'd still go to the Knick game if somebody gave me a free ticket.
I'm not gonna lie, Jack. The buzz would be Manny Pacquiao versus Mayweather now. That's what it is. LeBron James, like he said, 10 years ago would have been the box office draw. That would be for New York. Now it's just like, okay, you get a glimpse of it. Fine, I want to see it, but it's lost its luster because you're not gonna give me that dunk from the free throw line or a steal or this 40-point game. That's rare. Now you're getting LeBron scoring 18 in a playoff game and 13 assists and 9 rebounds. That's at 41.
And I'm
but James, Brian would get his tickets to see Frank Sinatra later in his career when his voice wasn't the same. It didn't stop Brian from wanting to hear him.
I love Sinatra late in his career.
Yeah, there you go.
I did too.
But it's still, you're getting the drunken stupor and everything else to go along with it too.
Hey, I tell you, Frankie sounds good in the drunken stupor too, though. That's the point. Not many people can pull that off. But anyway, the Knicks. Speaking of the Knicks, they won 113-102 over the Hawks, and yes, they did. Jalen Brunson scores 28 points, 19 in the first quarter. He came out on fire with Karl Anthony Towns scoring 25, and he had 19 in the second half. It's kind of like they both kind of took over each half there. CJ McCollum had 26 points. Jalen Johnson had 23 for Atlanta. And yeah, it was, you're right. It was a pretty good playoff atmosphere type game. It was, they did play pretty well. I just think the Knicks are going to beat the Hawks. I think the Knicks are going to sweep the Hawks, to tell you the truth. I don't think that. This game, that 113 to 102 was a lot closer than that score really looked.
Mm-hmm.
They
pulled away a little bit. Closer. The Hawks were down by 19 points late. It wasn't a lot closer.
19 late. When?
The Knicks,
the Hawks made a run.
The Hawks made a run. Yes, exactly. They were up.
An 11-0 run when the Knicks couldn't make a shot.
So you telling me they never got close to 4 points or so at one point in the fourth quarter?
No.
Yes, they did, Jack.
They cut it at one point to. It was 8 points.
It was about 4 points.
It was about 4 points. That's close.
But the Knicks immediately hit a shot right after. Guys,
it doesn't matter, Jack. They got close. Good night.
They did not make a shot in a month and a half or so. That's why they cut in Jalen.
It doesn't matter. It still happened.
One and missing shot after shot. It was.
You definitely sound like a Knicks fan there.
You can't.
Oh my goodness.
You can't count a 4-point lead if a guy scored right after it. Now it's a 6.
The Knicks hit a fast spell where they were falling apart, but the Hawks weren't competitive and they were that close. The Knicks just had a terrible stretch. That's all it was.
You know what you saw?
Oh my goodness.
You saw in this game, I think, how important Karl Anthony Towns is to this team winning a championship, because you saw you saw all the good and all the bad. All the bad in Karl Anthony Towns in one game yesterday. He forgot to cover his guy sometimes and put his hand up to maybe play some defense. You know, he made doing bonehead plays in the first half, but then you saw how great he can play in stretches, and he's marvelous and frustrating and all the adjectives you can think of on both sides. All in one game yesterday, and he needs to play more on the good side. But you really saw what he can do, and Brunson's just amazing, right? I talked about Jokic being the MVP. I think Brunson's name never even comes up ever, never. How can that be?
Well, he should be at least the MVP for his team, for sure.
I don't know whether you guys listen carefully.
But let's not just. I'm sorry, Jack. Let's not discount that he went cold for a good minute there. He was like one for like
for 3
17 or something. Yeah, for 3. Yeah, exactly. It's pretty cool.
It does happen for him, yes.
Well, I don't know whether you guys listen carefully to Stan Van Gundy, because I think most people let remarks just roll off. But he says about Karl Anthony Towns, he's one of the best shooting big men of all time. And I'm thinking, of all time, what is he talking about? Is he talking about his height to a quarter of an inch? I mean, what's he measuring on? One of the greatest of all time?
Well, how can you discount that? I mean, at his height, who he said he's one of the best. He didn't say he was the best. Who would you say? Give me 5 that are better than him. All time. That's just better. I mean, he's one of the best. I mean, maybe he's saying top 10. Maybe he's saying top 15. There's a lot of guys out there, but
what is the yardstick of measurement? His exact height? I mean, what's he going on?
Well, I mean, he's considered a big man. What is he? 6'10", 6'11"?
Karl Anthony Towns, excellent shooter for a big guy. I mean, I'm not disputing that.
Right. But I would say that he's definitely. I mean, he's an elite shooter for his size.
Guys his size, traditionally, historically, have not been allowed to shoot the basketball the way he has. They just haven't been allowed.
Well, I guess you can only count from what you see. Then, from what that's why Stan is making that statement.
And I don't know that I disagree with Stan, actually, because think about it, Jack. The guys years ago, when they're shooting 60% from the field, they're shooting from 3 feet.
Well, that's what Jack is saying. Yeah, for sure.
Miller wasn't taking jump shots, but today, I mean, you think about recent history. I can think of Dirk, and Jokic, and where else do I go from there? I'm not sure. Towns might be in the top 5 in the last.
But they're not. Those guys were given the freedom to shoot from wherever they wanted to.
Yeah.
I mentioned before, a big guy like DeAndre Ayton. He's not. It's rare that he's going to, shoot from long range.
Well, that doesn't. Yeah, but that doesn't really dispute Van Gundy's comment. I think his comment is fair, quite frankly. I mean.
I think this series is going to come down to Cat and how consistent he can play. Like you said, he had that first half that he was making, his usual mistakes and stuff like that, and then he came out pretty well in the second half. But he's got to put together a whole game for me to really think the Knicks are going to go further in the playoffs than that. I believe they are, but he's got to really be consistent because Brunson's going to come out there every night. He's going to come out there and give 100% every night. So. Cat's got to play a lot better. He's got to raise his level.
And the question is, what are you going to get from him defensively? Is the question. Because offensively, there is no question. He's a machine. But defensively, what can he give you? And I mean, not against the Atlanta Hawks. I mean, come on. I give the Hawks maybe 1 or 2 games that they'll win, and I think the Knicks will take them out 4-2.
Knicks have a novelty in putting in Mitch Robinson, who's an outstanding defender. But the problem is he's a complete liability at the foul line. They put him at the foul line yesterday, the Hawks, deliberately, and of course, he misses a couple of shots. So it's very difficult to navigate things. When Mitch Robinson is in, the advantages and disadvantages. He slows down the offense, but individually, he's a shutdown defender under the basket. Oh.
Yeah, and Brown's much more liberal with the bench. I mean, the bench, he only played 9 guys. He didn't go that deep, but he did get 50-some minutes, I think, off the bench and 20 points. So that's better than what the Knicks have gotten in previous years in playoffs. And I think that could be a factor as you go further into these playoffs.
That's why Tibbs got fired, because of the way he used the bench. He didn't use it during the regular season effectively. And then he starts using it during the playoffs. I mean, he didn't get him ready. He didn't get the bench ready for the playoffs. Just the flow of the team was a little off.
His bench wasn't as good either. Jordan Clarkson's much better than anybody he had coming off the bench any year that he was there.
Without a doubt.
Mm-hmm. The Denver Nuggets defeat the Timberwolves 116-105. I thought this game was, I myself thought this game was very competitive. Nuggets started off really slow. Timberwolves took a nice lead on them. And Jokic came in, Jokic came in there and he started playing, he started balling out near the 3/4 of the game. He didn't have a really good start either. But this game had like 42 fouls called in it. Technical on Jaden McDaniels for a push on Jokic, and David and a technical on Nuggets coach David Adelman. This game was wild. It was, and then Jokic got a bloody nose. He got elbowed in the nose. That was interesting. It was a rough game, and the defense for the T-Wolves was pretty intense in the beginning, but it kind of just Jokic just took over that game. Late in the fourth, or late in the second half, actually, he just took over the game.
This is why he's the MVP. This team's won 13 in a row. They're hot at the right time, and I don't think they peaked too early. I think this team again. They can't survive. Murray shooting 0 for 8 for 3-point land every game, but you got a guy who can save you like Jokic. This team's probably not as deep as it was when it won a championship, but I think. I just have a feeling. I picked them to come out of the West on Friday with Jack, but
I picked the Timberwolves to win the series, but I didn't realize that Anthony Edwards might be physically compromised. He has pain in his knee, and he just was flat, had a so-so game. If Anthony Edwards isn't at his best, forget it. I mean, they can't win bad.
At the end of the season, I'm sorry. At the end of the season, does anybody have any 100% health, right. Jack? Come on.
Right.
I hear about injuries. Every time he plays badly in the playoffs, all I hear about is Anthony Edwards is banged up all the time. That's what I hear all the time.
They keep comparing him to Michael Jordan. This is not what I hear from. Never heard this from Jordan. Plenty people have.
Your friends.
In the media. Stephen A. Smith is one of them, Jack. Stephen A. Smith is one of them. And he's the biggest media name that's out there, and he compares him to him for sure.
Maybe he's talking about style-wise.
No. He's saying he's reminiscent of him.
Like afterwards with Minnesota, Coach Fitch is complaining all the times Murray went to the foul line, but he's not pointing out any particular fouls. And Murray got upset about it. He says, every single time I went, I got fouled. He's saying, point out one time where I wasn't fouled, where it was controversial. And all Coach Fitch said, well, he went to the line too much.
That's the whole prison concept. Everybody isn't guilty, when they're in prison. And I'm not guilty, It's the same thing with Jamal and the fouls. I'm fouled every time. But he still managed to score 30 points, and he was 16 from the line.
It was from the line. Come on, man. Get out of here. And you missed 0 for 8 at the three-point line. Come on. Just do what you got to do. He scored 30 for sure.
He still added.
That's yes, and that's why I think Denver is going to win this series, because it would seem like an anomaly in some areas. And I thought the game would be more competitive. It was for a moment there. I think I'd like to see a little bit more out of Randall. Maybe give him the ball, let him bang a little more down in the paint.
Yeah.
I like Randall too as well.
He never comes up big in the playoffs, so that was one of the big bugaboo with the Knicks. He was either hurt or didn't play well every time the Knicks played big series.
Well, you know what it is? I don't know what the feeling is inside the Timberwolves locker room, but certainly the perception is Anthony Edwards is the go-to guy. I don't want to use the word leader. I'm not sure what type of leadership is going on there. It's hard for me to believe Randall looks at Edwards as being a leader per se. So you kind of wonder the team chemistry. We haven't heard complaining with the locker room. And there has to be some annoyance about, Rudy Gobert. They're probably looking towards him, take over a darn game. You've got the talent to do it. So
yeah, I did see them trying to involve him
maybe be a little dysfunction in Minnesota, but they got to win the next game. I don't think they come back and win 4 out of the next 5, if they go down 2-0, even though the first 2, in Denver.
Yeah, Nikolai had a triple-double. Speaking of Anthony Edwards, he had 22 points and became the T-Wolves' all-time playoff assist leader in the postseason. So,
it's interesting, Brian. Just something you said there quickly is like an afterthought. Triple-doubles with Jokic are like an afterthought, right? Just
right, yeah.
Triple-double, ho-hum, right?
Right, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
It is expected, right?
Yeah, we all expect it, so.
Big old jar.
But I expect to come back from Anthony Edwards, though. I think he's going to play a little bit better next game, but I just don't think they have enough to beat this series. No, he's going to have to. There's no. I see his other option, Naz Reid. You would like to get more out of him off the bench from a 3-point range. You didn't see much out of him in his game. And then they got Aaron. Denver has Aaron Gordon. He's gotten better year after year as a player, and he's going to be great in the playoffs for them as well, for Denver. This game for me with Anthony Edwards was more of a disappointment. I like to see a lot better out of him and at least give a 30-point effort, something like that.
I look at the Bucks. Gobert went 8 for 9. You can't criticize him. And then he grabbed 10 rebounds. I mean, you want him to be a little more dominant off the boards. Jokic had 13, at least match Jokic at the very least. But he'll give you what he gives. You're right what you're saying, James. Anthony Edwards, he's got to play like a superstar, for Minnesota.
Got to play better than he played yesterday, yeah.
Yeah.
And Gobert is no longer that guy who used to be the consensus defensive player of the year anymore. We could just hang that up. He's not that player anymore.
On to the next game, which seems to be aligned with the other 3, the home team winning. Cavaliers 126 and the Raptors 113. Donovan Mitchell scores 32. Max Strus off the bench scores 24, which is a career high for him. RJ Barrett had 24 points and Scotty Barnes had 21 for the Raptors. Mitchell has scored an NBA record 30 points or more in 9 straight series openers. So dude's taking it on. What did you guys feel about this game? It was the Raptors.
It's predictable. This game was the most predictable of all games. The most predictable of all series.
He's a bigger Cleveland fan than me, and I think Cleveland wins this series, but I don't think they go any further. I think Mitchell has not.
I don't know.
Had great
I don't
success
know.
in the playoffs. Harden's not had great success in the playoffs.
Yes.
The best thing they got going for him is their coach, Kenny Atkinson, who I like a lot. But I think they lose the next round.
Don't go to sleep on Cleveland. They're serious.
Yes, I'm gonna go to sleep on them.
I know
Those two big, Evan and Allen,
Mobley.
or Mobley and Allen. Yeah, definitely are some going to be a problem for some teams for sure, and it might be a problem for the Knicks if they play them. I just think that's where Cat Williams is going to have some problems. I mean, Cat Williams.
James Harden.
Carl Anthony Towns. Yeah, definitely Cat Williams at his height would definitely have plenty of problems. But Carl Anthony Towns would definitely have problems with those two guys. And the biggest, James Harden, you was about to say, Jack, I think he's the common denominator, the X factor for this team that will push them over the hump.
But this is the first time with all of James Harden's playoff failures, he's not the leader. He's not the main guy. Even with the Nets, I know what they had Durant and Kyrie.
Main guy.
Harden ran the offense. So he was kind of the leader on the court. I'm not talking about in the locker room, but he was a leader on the court. I don't care whether he's handling the ball or not. Donovan Mitchell is the leader of that team on the court.
Without a doubt.
That's taking a little bit of pressure off Harden for the first time with all the stops, Houston, OKC, Clippers, whatever. I mean, he wasn't a leader at OKC, but he wasn't there long enough, to make a case from there. But I think Harden, this could be his time. Could finally be his time to break through. I don't think he will, but I'm not going to sleep on Cleveland.
Neither am I.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to win it. I think it could be my time too, but I don't think it's going to happen.
And what about Toronto? we talked about on the debate show yesterday, Zion Williamson, this and that. There's certain teams. Toronto's not going anywhere in the future the way they are now. They're either going to be the last playoff team or a play-in team, and they're going to get eliminated in the first round. And this is going to go on year after year after year. They're going to have to shake up their team in some way, shape, or form. And it's ironic they got the Knicks guys. How did that deal ever work out, guys? Barrett and Quickly for Anunoby with the Knicks. Would the Knicks have been as good if they held serve and didn't make the deal with Toronto? Would it have mattered to Toronto?
No, because Anunoby's a great player when he's on the court, which isn't enough sometimes, but he's a great player, better than both those guys combined for sure. And I didn't like the trade necessarily at the time because of Anunoby's injury issues, but this year he's been much healthier. I think in the past.
Good last night.
Yeah, very good.
He was.
He's a guy that you don't notice all the time, right? And then you look at the box score and he's had another really good game. I love that guy. Him and Josh Hart are my two favorite Knicks. Yeah.
So the problem with Toronto is that they have a high floor. They have a low ceiling and a high floor. They have good talent on a team, but it's just good enough. It's not. There's no superstar there, and that's always been the case. That when a superstar goes to that team, he either leaves or he retires there or something like that. He was a superstar. There's nobody wants to go to Toronto. Nobody wants to go up there and be a superstar and stay there their whole career.
Well, Barrett wanted to go there because he's from Canada, I believe, right?
But he's not a super. That's what I'm saying. They have a high floor.
No. When he's your best player, that's a bad thing. I like RJ Barrett. Can't be your number one guy.
It's been a few years since Kawhi Leonard left Toronto. The 1 year he was there, they won a championship. That gave him a gold card for life in Toronto. It made him a legend had he stayed with the Raptors. They didn't even have to win anymore. Just the idea how he would have been looked at. He went to the Clippers, and it's been a completely empty time being with the Clippers. They're still a poor relation to the Lakers in Los Angeles.
Yeah,
they are the stepbrother in that room for sure.
Continue on with the NBA playoffs starting today. we have all the 1 and 2 seeds playing the play-in games, and then first game we got is the 76ers going to the Celtics. Then we got the Phoenix Suns going to OKC, Portland going to the Spurs, and Orlando going to Detroit. Which one of these games are you looking forward to watching?
Well, I mean, only the Sixers and the Celtics, the closest. I mean, come on. Does anyone like Portland, the Phoenix's chances in their series?
All these series that we're going to watch today could be 4-0 victories. Every one of them could
yeah.
be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
I don't know.
I'm saying they will be. They could be all of them.
No, you're right. I maybe the Sixers might get one. I don't know. They may get one.
Is Embiid going to be playing in this series?
I don't know.
We don't know yet.
If Embiid,
I think he's game to game or something like that.
I think he's out game 1. I think he's
out game 1 definitely.
If he was playing the whole series and he was 100% healthy, I think they would push the Celtics to 6 or 7 games.
I think they win again. Maybe that's
worse.
Right. The bannerless ones. Anyway, all right. So we're going to shift this from the NBA playoffs to the NFL draft. That's coming up on the 23rd on Thursday. We had a big news though yesterday as the Giants traded defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence to Cincinnati for their 10th pick in the draft. I think defensively, Cincinnati got a little bit stronger. I think as far as the Giants concerned in their future, they got a little bit better. I don't know what you want to take from that, but that's what I got.
2 things.
Who wants to go first on this?
2 things. I know you got a lot to say, James, but I don't have a lot to say, but I'll say just a couple of quick things, bullet points. John Harbaugh, if you don't want to be here, you won't be here. So goodbye. The Giants are really in the driver's seat in the first round. They can go 100 different ways. They go a bunch of different ways. They could potentially add Love and like a Tyson to this offense if they don't go for Sonny Styles. They got all kinds of options now. And the Bengals are going to have Dexter Lawrence for about a year because they're never going to sign this guy. If the Giants weren't going to pay him, you think the Bengals are going to pay him? They don't pay anybody except Joe Burrow. So the Bengals, this is not a good move for the Bengals in the long term. This is very, very bad trade for the Bengals.
Anyway, they did say they were going to extend him.
Yes. So, I mean, go ahead, Jack. Go ahead, Jack.
He's on the contract for 2 more years, but none of the money is guaranteed. Originally, and I still feel this way, it was a bad deal that the Bengals made. But if you want to do a little, wait, but hold on. If you want to do a little comparison, what the Ravens did with the Raiders for Max Crosby, if that deal wasn't able to fall apart because of the medical thing, they gave up 2 number 1s, and one of the number 1s was the 12th overall pick in the draft, and then a number 1 the following year. So in all actuality, the Bengals would have been giving up less than the Ravens would have. But with that said, I hate this deal from the Ravens. I mean, from the Bengals' perspective, if it was a late number 1 pick, that would be another matter. If they were giving up the 25th overall pick in the draft, okay, you take a chance. But at number 10, you're going to get an elite college player. You're going to get someone outstanding if you make the right pick.
That you're going to have control over for a number of years.
Low money. Yeah, exactly. I agree completely.
So I would give you the Baltimore Ravens deal, considering Max Crosby, I think, is like 28 or something like that, and he's the same age as Dexter Lawrence, and they were giving up 2 first-round draft picks, but their defense was in better shape than the defense that the Bengals have. I don't think they were great, but I think they were in much better shape than the Bengals defense. And the Bengals defense, to me, if you're giving up your 10th overall pick, you're telling me, and you're grabbing a 28-year-old player who was an All-Pro 2 or 3 years ago, and he's coming off a down year, and he's going to be 29 in November. and the lifespan of the DTs that are that big, they're short. They don't last long, and so you're going to give up your 10th overall, and you're telling me that your defense is good enough to give the offensive side some help. And the moves that they made in the offseason for the Bengals, a lot of mid players. I forgot Mafe and Jonathan Allen,
Brian Cook is a safety.
They're okay. It didn't move
better
the
than
needle
what they had, though. Better than what they had.
It's okay, brother. It just didn't move the needle. I mean, my point is,
what I'm saying is better than what they had.
I get that. I mean, again,
better than what they had.
We're all on projection. That's we don't know what's better than what they had. I mean, because they added what's his name? I mean, the guy they drafted last year. What did he do when we projected him?
Well, he was
who had four stewards.
Well,
he still was a bust. There was a bust. I mean, to me, so far, he's not good. And so I don't know. I wouldn't have made this move at all. Like he said, in regards to having a younger player and you have a much cheaper contract, you get a 5th-year option. You're not going to get that with this player. You're hoping that you can rekindle a couple of years ago what he was able to prove on the field with the Giants that he didn't do the past couple of years.
If he's not holding out this year, he's holding out next year. I can tell you because they're
but I'm going to tell you something. If you want to play devil's advocate, if he can get back to the form that he had, and it's possible he can at age 28. And the Bengals maybe learn their lesson with the Trey Hendrickson fiasco. They don't want it to happen again. Maybe they've turned over a new leaf. They'll get a player who's a heck of a player. But with that said, I wouldn't have done the deal. It depends where you're trading the number 1 pick. Like the Rams made a heck of a deal to give up the 29th overall pick, the one in the first round, to get Trent McDuffie. I mean, the Rams won that deal hands down. I mean, that was a tremendous deal on their part. And McDuffie's young enough, good enough currently, to pay him whatever. But the Giants, how long do you think it took them to accept this offer? I'm sure they couldn't believe what they were hearing.
1 second.
And who accepts? And what's going on with the Giants now? Joe Shine is technically the GM, but Harbaugh, is in charge. I'm not sure how much authority Joe Shine has at the end of the day. Maybe he has a good relationship with Harbaugh, but Harbaugh brought in his own GM, basically. Someone he worked with the Ravens. So you kind of wonder what's going on behind the scenes with the Giants, how this deal came about.
Jack, or just to address your Bengal comment about them learning a lesson. Mike Brown's been running this team for like 50 years. Hasn't learned any lessons, guaranteed.
Ineptitude is in that organization. And as far as Jack, what you're saying about Dexter Lawrence getting better or having a bounce back year, he had Kayvon Thibodeau and Brian Burns on 2 ends. Who did he have that reminds you of those 2 players on that defensive line in Cincinnati?
But Burns had a little bit of a bounce back here with the Giants as opposed to last.
But he had a Dexter Lawrence in the middle for him too to help with that, to take some of this. Come on.
Thibodeau was overdrafted to begin with. He's a decent player, but far from elite. He has a lead game.
Who are we talking about?
Kayvon Thibodeau on the Giants.
Yes.
The Giants,
but enough to have. I mean, I'm saying Kayvon Thibodeau is better than any end on Cincinnati's defensive line. He's better than any defensive end.
And the Giants do now. I mean, it's a minor point. Well, it's not a minor point. They do have to find a way to replace Lawrence in the middle of that line too, which the defensive tackles are going to be later in this draft. There's only a couple, I think, projected to go late in the first round, maybe. But so they can find a guy later on, but they do have to replace a pretty talented guy on that defense. Can't just forget the defense.
Absolutely, I agree with that.
The best play available, and the question is whether they're trying to gear the team around Jackson Dart. They might, go for the offensive line instead.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing.
Stefano from Utah, things like that at this point.
I think if Love falls to them, I think they'd be nuts not to take Love.
And man.
Tyson maybe at 10, and they have set up for.
Or let's just put it this way: if you don't like anybody, which a lot of people don't like anybody after about 12 players that are the top 12 players, because from about 13 to the second round, the lines are kind of blurred in regards to the talent that's in there.
Yeah.
So I would say maybe they take one of those draft picks and move back. They can keep one. The Giants have a lot of options. They can move back and take get a haul from somebody who wants to move to 10 or who wants to move to 5, and they can move back, keep one of those first round draft picks, but get rid of one of them and allow themselves to collect some other players that they might need in spots that offensively.
All that sounds good, but how many teams actually do that? They're thinking in reverse. They have needs too. I mean, we saw it happen last year with Jacksonville and Cleveland, but that's more rarity all the way at the top of the draft.
No, I mean, I think the Giants just, as far as defensively, I think they're pretty solid. They just underperformed last year, and I think they need that to raise up. But they do need to really build around Jackson Dart if he's going to be the quarterback of the future for the Giants. So they need some people around him, and I think Love would be a good target.
Yeah,
because they need a running back.
If Love does go before, and I've seen him going anywhere now from the Jets trading up to get him, which won't happen likely, all the way back to like out of the top 10 with Love. It's very weird. If he's not there at 5, I think they go defense, and I think they take Caleb Downs if Love isn't there.
To me, you just take the best player available, and you'll always do that unless it's the quarterback position. If you have your franchise quarterback, you don't take the best play available if it's another quarterback, obviously. No. But any other position, you can't have enough wide receivers. You can't have enough running backs. You can't have enough offensive linemen. Teams don't have that anyway to begin with. But just take the best darn play available. Don't do these need picks. That's where you run into problems.
Well, a guy like Caleb Downs is maybe the best player available at 5 because you don't see safeties like him come around that are top 5 picks hardly ever. So I like that pick if they go there.
Yeah, the Giants are in a perfect spot, really, to tell you the truth. I think that James had alluded to this many times yesterday, as a matter of fact, that they got 2 top 10 picks. I mean, you can go anywhere, and you can afford to take the best player available in that situation.
But we have our wide receivers, someone to complement Malik Neighbors. There's so many good wide receivers coming out.
There's no wide receiver that deserves a top 5 pick, and there's no wide receiver that honestly I think deserves a top 10 pick in this draft, in this particular draft. None of them. But I would say if you got to take one, Cornell Tate is probably the one I would take at 10.
Let me tell you what I would do. I like rehabilitating the guys. If I'm the Giants at number 10, I call up Arizona. I trade that number 10 pick for Marvin Harrison straight out.
That's a good trade.
Straight out. And Arizona might go for that now to move on from Marvin Harrison. And the Giants will get a guy who could be rehabilitated, I think, very quickly into a great receiver.
Yeah, there's no quarterback there in Arizona.
I don't know if the Cardinals will go for that because there's really, like James said, it's really not a great number 1 receiver in this draft. So and they don't have one after they get rid of Marvin. So,
they're not making much. Well, they're not making much use of Marvin Harrison.
That's basically giving up on the season before you even play the season. As far as I'm concerned, so you're not trying to better your team. You're taking away from the team. I mean, Marvin Harrison, he's okay. He's probably he's in his 3rd year, right?
Yeah,
this is his 3rd year. Yeah. So this is a prove-it year for him.
He's played in a dysfunctional organization too. Yeah. So I give him.
I know that, but
I'll give
individual playing.
But
players got to be a responsible individual.
Hasn't had a quarterback
dropping passes.
Yeah, the offense has been a joke there for 2 years he's been there. I'll give him, but he needs to start proving something. I agree.
Yes,
but
this year,
change of scenery to Jack's point would do Marvin Harrison wonders, and especially coming with a quarterback as talented as Jackson Dart looks like he's going to be.
Or Drake May, right?
Or Drake May, yes. I would love to see him.
What's going on with Stephon Diggs? Is he going anywhere or what?
Jail, yeah.
he's going down. He's going down, Jack. He's going down.
He'll be playing on the prison team with Burt Reynolds and
Adam
Sandler.
Adam Sandler.
We'll get the younger guy. We'll get him Sandler.
I watched a little bit of the United Football League yesterday. St. Louis against Washington. And what caught my eye, actually, the field goal kick on Washington, I forgot his name. He was 4 for 4, and one of the kicks was a 56-yarder. It got me thinking that's the NFL caliber play, you know? I mean, but these guys also, we watch them on the offensive and defensive line. It's like night and day watching them in the NFL.
Don't you
that's
ever
what the
talk to
UFL
me
is
about
about.
how many games I watched, Jack, when you're watching that yesterday afternoon. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I mean, I watched about 20 minutes.
Let me tell you something. My mind went away from UFL as soon as they took the Panthers away from Michigan. That was
I
the
didn't even
dumbest
know
thing
they
I
had a
think they
league
ever did.
anymore.
Jag misses the Replacements movie, so he figured he'd watch
there you
UFL.
go.
Replacements is
There you
different.
I
I
mean,
mean,
it was getting bad. I went on the ESPN app and I watched about 40 seconds of a girls' softball game. You know, I figure let someone tune into that outside of family and friends.
Okay. Anyway, Jack, with your girls' baseball watching, the Jets pick at number 2. Who do you think they're going to be picking? Who do you want them to pick, or who do you think they're going to pick?
Oh, Bailey. I mean, they got to take Bailey. And, you know, in the beginning, I thought Reese, you know, I was leaning towards him in the beginning, but Bailey he can't miss. He's the next Chris Jones. Bailey
he's
is the
not?
next Chris Jones.
Oh,
Reese might be the next Jamal Adams. If Jamal Adams were healthy,
What?
which means he'd be very, very good. But I don't want to hear he has this potential, but he's not going to make an immediate impact. And, you know, and it's the way Ohio State used him as well. The NFL is going to be much different from the way Ohio State used them. Just because the guy looks great at the combines, I mean, the combines are deceiving. You can't miss with Bailey. You just can't.
I think Sonny Styles is better than either one of those guys, by the way. And
Well, you like Ruben Bain the best of all. I mean,
that's who I would take at 5 with the Giants. If I were the Giants, you can kind of use a player like
he's
that.
going to fall to the Saints, Ruben Bain,
he might.
at number 8.
He may.
Might.
But I disagree with your take in regards to Arvo Reese versus Bailey. Bailey was terrible in run defense. That's a must in the NFL. He was not good at that. To take him, I mean, he's an edge rusher. He's great on the pass rush. You can figure that out. He can work on the run defense. But the ceiling is much higher with Arvell Reese, man. I don't want to hear the high. He is nasty.
The ceiling, let him show it now. I don't want to hear the guy's got potential.
Yeah, all these guys have potential, Jack. That's all they have, all of them. You talk about can't misses all you want.
David Bailey
yes.
around them. David Bailey was the whole, you know, Texas Tech defensive line when you think of it. I mean, Reese had all this help at Ohio State that Bailey didn't have.
But nobody's a can't miss. 2 of these guys are going to fail. 2 of the guys.
When I say can't miss, I'm not saying it'd be great. Worst case scenario, like I said with Bailey, he'll be like another Leonard Williams, a good, solid player who'll be a keeper for years to come. I'm not saying he's necessarily going to be great. That's worst case scenario. Reese could be the type of play app 2-3 years, and then you move him elsewhere.
You can find.
I don't know.
I'm third round. You can find the guy you just described in the 2nd and 3rd round, not in the top 5 picks. You gotta shoot for the best guy, not a guy that you gotta come out of there with a superstar, or you failed. Not a guy who just lasts 10 years and plays okay.
I mean, sometimes it takes a little while. We saw last year with the 2nd pick when Jacksonville traded up for Travis Hunter. I mean, would I want Travis Hunter on my team now? Absolutely. But his first year, I don't want to say was a washout, but it didn't go, you know, as well as Jacksonville expected. And he was the number 2 overall pick.
Well, they got hurt, and they also handled him wrong. He needs to play one position. He needs to play cornerback and be done with it. And
they don't have a 1st round draft pick because of that.
Yeah, and they don't have right. That's a great point.
Yeah, I mean, you got to look at the draft in this way. Over 50% of those draft players by the third year are not playing or they're not good. So, I mean, it is a crapshoot with the draft picks. I mean, these players that you're mentioning right now might not be NFL caliber. I mean, they might be NFL caliber players as prospects.
Ready now, though.
But they might not be good.
NFL ready now.
You're right, but
and
they might.
Who's NFL ready now?
Bailey, when the Jets, if they take him at number 2, he's ready now.
I'm telling you, he's not for poor run defense, Jack. That's not good. You're not ready if you're not for poor run defense. You're just a one-trick pony, and you got offensive linemen that are average that can stop that.
I mean, if he's an extraordinary pass rusher, I mean, look at Micah Parsons. His knock on him, he's not a very good defensive run stopper either at an edge position. But that's not what you get him for. You get him to go after the quarterback, and if that's what their point is for Bailey, then that's fine. If they're honest as on him being a run stopper as well, it ain't gonna happen. And it depends on what the team needs, what they're looking for. This is why a lot of draft picks.
But are we comparing Bailey? Are we comparing Bailey to Micah Parsons? Literally, talent.
No, I didn't say that. I'm just saying that's what they're going to use him for.
He's not going to be Chris Jones, Jack. Come on, he's not even that size. Chris Jones is a monster. He's not even that big. Come on, you can't compare those two. And that's not the correct. I mean, I'm not going to take that away from you. Sorry about that. You think he's Chris Jones? Let it be Chris Jones.
In the second round when he went, I mean, people didn't foresee anything what he was, or what he turned out to be.
I'm just saying that the right draft pick in the right system usually works out for that team. You put a draft.
You just proved Keith's point. Why would you even take him at that top point anyway? There's no guarantee. You just said something about a second round draft pick that they got value on that guy. I'm just saying, Bailey. Bailey, I think is going to be a good player. I wouldn't take him number 2. That's my opinion. I wouldn't take him number 2. I would definitely take Arvell Reese over him. But that's just me. And then, like what Keith said, maybe Sonny Styles probably. I mean, his measurables were just unreal. He was off the chart.
That's goofy.
Rick loves your dad's goofy comment all the time, James. Speaking of goofy, James, we're going to go to you about the Saints because they're up there as well in draft picks. What do you think you guys are going to get real quick? You got a couple of minutes here.
Right now, they're in a position to take the best available. It just depends. They may move back. That's never been the MO of Mickey Loomis. He always moves up. So I'm not expecting them to move back, but maybe they do this time, finally. But I don't see them taking anybody outside of it may be Mansour Delane, because the guys that they're looking at, maybe Caleb Downs, he's probably not going to fall that low. Sonny Styles, if he was available, because we don't have Demario Davis anymore, he would be a good replacement for him. Ruben Bain, if he's there, they may take him, even with the short arms and all. And I'd be happy. I mean, either way, I could tell you at number 8, I'm going to be happy with whatever pick they pick, unless they make some asinine decision, which I doubt. I think they're going to have a really good opportunity to get a really good plug and play player that plays automatically, to start and be impactful.
You know who I think is controlling the board?
I don't understand that whole situation. To me, the dude was dominant in the college ranks with short arms. I don't care who was on the other side of him. He has still.
Well, the only problem with that is that you're looking at the offensive lineman, like Keith's offensive lineman, that has short arms. He was knocked for that in the beginning. He did well, but then when it really mattered, his short arms hurt him.
I don't think
his quarterback.
I don't think it's his short arms as much as his footwork. So it's
he's got great footwork.
Was a problem,
and lower body strength. Yes.
And those short arms of Bain are very strong, so I think that makes a big difference as well. He's a great player. I think they could do worse than him. Don't discount the fact, because guys don't want to pay running backs. They just don't want to pay these guys, top 5 money. Don't discount the fact that Love might fall to 8 too. I mean, he could go anywhere from 3 to 12 probably.
Who are you talking about?
Jeremiah Love, he could fall to 8.
I don't think he's not gonna go all the way down to 12. I don't see it.
But there's all this chatter always about they don't want to pay running backs, and that the money they got to pay, a guy in the top 5, maybe even the top 10, he could fall to 8. I don't think it'll happen.
If he fell to 8, the Saints are taking him. They're taking him.
I don't think they want to pay running backs until after their 4 years and their 5th-year option. That's about it. That's about as much as they're going to pay. And this is the same thing that we're seeing. Atlanta's already done the 5th-year option on Bijan. And the Lions, I don't know what they're going to do with a Jahmyr Gibbs, but those are the 2 top running backs from that class. And I'm going to tell you something. As much as I love Jahmyr Gibbs, I wouldn't pay him. Unless this year I'd pay his option, but I would pay it in the sense that let me see what you can do with what we got right now. And you're going to be the focus guy because Monty's gone. So that's what I would pay him based on. But anyway, saying that, we will bid you a great adieu. And next Sunday we'll be here at 8 talking about the NFL draft and join Keith Ingold in just a moment with his next show here. And everybody have a great weekend. Rest of your weekend.
See you guys.